Hello everyone, Fluffy here, back with a vlog. Let's see, I have 54 minutes on this video, but it won't be that long. Just wanted to give you an update. I know I didn't film last week and I only gave one video the week before, but I just wanted everybody to know I haven't gone anywhere. It's just, I have nothing to film. You know, I'm trying not to eat out, and I went to Panera that day, and I thought, okay, this is fairly healthy. It's supposed to use whole foods and different things like that, but the Panera meal was greasy. And it was probably the cheese and how they cooked the croissant bread, you know, and cheese is always oily, so, health-wise, I'm doing pretty good. Haven't really lost any weight. It's like I lose and gain the same 5 pounds. And you might say, well, you know, Fluffy, that's really good. 5 pounds is 5 pounds. It's water weight, y'all. And as soon as I eat either a cup of ramen, which, yes, I'm still eating it. The 2 that I bought that day are gone. Or my broth, 3 or 4 of the pounds come right back. So if I can get past that 5 pounds, you know. But I am trying to eat better. I had green beans with potatoes and, was it fish? I think it might have been fish that I had. Or rice and green beans and some fish. So I'm getting better. I'm trying to cut back on rice. I mean, I didn't have it very often, but when I eat it, I eat a lot of it. So I'm trying to cut down on the amount of rice that I eat. You know, they say the proper proportion for an adult of cooked rice is a cup. Where? Who? Not in my whole life in a long time. But I'm trying to dial that back. The kid bought me some of the Omart kimchi, so I was really, really, really excited about that. And she surprised me with some fish cakes. So I was able to enjoy that. Neighbors there with the dog, they're cooperating. I saw the dog off leash one time, and I looked at the cameras, and the dog never left his side, never came into my yard or anything like that. So, even not to, like this past Monday, yesterday, he brought the trash can in, but last week, Sunday night, before I could get out there and put it in the can and put it in on the curb, he came over, put the bags in the can, and then took it out to the curb for me. Because what I do is, Saturday nights or during the day on Sunday, I take the trash in here and I toss it on the ground by the trash can. Because I try to break up my activities. And then the last time I take the dogs out Sunday night, I'll put all the bags in the trash can and wheel it to the curb, because they come pretty early on Monday mornings to pick up the trash. And so that's my routine. But I guess he left for work that night before I got out there, and he did it for me. So I was sure to thank him for that. The other ones with the camera situation, I haven't heard from any of them. I don't know if I told y'all, so I'll touch on it real quick, because I told another friend of mine about it, and they concurred. So if this is redundant, let me know. Let me know if I already told you. But she texts me one day, and I think I already told you. I did about the driveway and the car. I already did, because I was explaining how this house is turned around. So yeah, I already did. Okay. Trying to find stuff to talk about. My blood pressure has been holding. I've had some incidences after I exert myself, my blood pressure goes up. But for the most part, it's been holding pretty steady. The other night, it scared me a little bit. My pulse went up to 125. And I think when you get to 130, they call it tachycardic. But, and I couldn't understand it. I mean, I didn't do anything different than I had ever before. But I remember afterwards, because I had even text the kid and showed it to her, sent her a thing, and she goes, oh my gosh, she goes, you know, get the little one off of you, the little dog, get the little one off you, and just kick back and just relax. turn the TV off and relax, and then take it again. And so I did that, and like every 15 minutes or so, I checked it, and it slowly would come down. You know, emotions play a big part of your health, right? And I remember, and unless you want to cry, do not watch this movie. It's called The Little Girl or The Girl. I think it's The Girl Who Believed in Miracles. And it's about this girl who believed, it was very deep in faith. She was young, 10, 11, and she believed in God, and she believed in prayer, and she started to pray and heal. She started off with a little bird and by a lake, and she said she saw God on the lake, but God also told her that she was going to pass away soon. And the little girl got sick. Every time she healed, she got sicker. And her pediatrician got wind of it because little girl's best friend, he was in a wheelchair, boating accident, car accident, was in a wheelchair, and she healed him. And that was also, they shared the same pediatrician. Anyway, he didn't have a lot of faith because he was mad at God because his son died as a child, and I forgot how. Maybe the big C, I can't remember. Anyway, so he didn't believe it, and it was all about that. And then so I remember crying my butt off, and I haven't cried like that in months. And just the whole premise of the movie just got me thinking about my own recent loss. And it's been months and months, and I don't really feel like I'm closer to less grieving. And thought I was, hadn't cried like that in a long time. But man, that brought some emotions up. And I think that's what got my pulse going. And so I had to really, talk myself down, so to speak. And my daughter was a big help because, sometimes if she doesn't feel like she should have to answer me, like if I'm not asking a question, she may not always respond, and so, and that's fine. She got a busy life, but this time she was really, I'd send her okay, Mom, it's coming down, it's coming down. It looks good. Just relax. And I said, I think I'll be okay. I said, if I run into problems, I'll text you back. She goes, okay. And but I was fine. And last night I took a bath. I took a shower, like get in there, and sometimes you just hit the highlights. But I and that kind of wore me out. When I tell you my physicality is lacking. Y'all, I looked, and I'm getting some, what the hell? I know my age, all right? Y'all leave me alone. Normally, I've got thinning hair, and normally when I would get a gray hair, within a few days, it's gone. It jumped ship. So to have this much gray, and I all of a sudden noticed it, I'm like, oh my, it may be time. Y'all may not see this gray before long. But I have not been in the car driving. I really need to. But I haven't been. The last time I went out was it last week that I filmed? No, I didn't film at all last week. And I didn't go anywhere last week. I don't guess. Either last week, sometime last week, because I want to say it hasn't been that long. Last week or the week before. No, it was last week. It had been. I took the dogs to the vet. They really needed their nails clipped because I don't walk them. I know, very neglectful dog mom. I don't walk them, and the only time they get on that concrete is like 3 inches from the last step of the house to the grass. And so their nails grow. And so I really hadn't taken them. And so I needed to, but I have to do it on my own. And so it was very difficult, but I was very fortunate that my vet, the techs came out to get them, and the techs brought them back. And this time around, they took my credit card and they even ran my credit card for me, and they brought me back a receipt. I was so grateful. So then the only hassle was from here to the car, from the car to here. I'm so glad that I'm very strict when it comes to training. Because the little one, I've had to work with the little one. Now that I'm a single mom with the little one, I've had to do some training, and she's coming along just fine. But I remember I finally looked at my receipt when I got home, and it was like half the amount from the last time. And so I'm like, oh my, maybe they only charged me for the one dog. So I called them and I explained it, and they said, oh, they said, let me look it up. And she said, ma'am, remember the last time the little one got her ears cleaned? And I was like, oh, okay. And so that costs another tech fee and then the actual cleaning. And they warned me that she might have an ear infection. I remember taking her again because they did the kind where they squeeze it in there and then I don't have to deal with it. I think it was a little more expensive, but I'm like, I suck at giving myself medication. You know what I mean? So I said, no, just do the one where it's the one application, and it cleared it right up. So, but yeah, that was difficult. I was so grateful. I was like, and they're like, well, thank you. And I'm said, of course, not many people would call back. I'm like, y'all are so great. They give discounts for rescue dogs anyway. And Big Dog was a rescue. They're really, really sweet people, you know. And so I was very grateful. And I just, you know, they should get what they pay for. They're pretty cheap anyway, or inexpensive. People, you know, there's a bad connotation to cheap. But other than that, I've just been kind of home. The housekeeper's working out pretty good. I've had her focus on the kitchen and trying to organize it a little bit better. And when she got done, she said she wasn't finished. And I kind of went and looked in there, and there's a couple of things I need to tweak. Like, all the teas were in these 3 baskets on the shelf. For some reason, she took the smaller boxes, because some are big bags of loose tea, and some of them are tea bags in smaller boxes, and it's the smaller boxes that she put in. There's a filing cabinet in the kitchen. It's got shelves, and that's where the spices, overflow of cans, bottom shelf has like the lawn trash bags, things like that. But she put them in there. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But I didn't say anything because I know she's not finished. But I saw all the spices that I had. And it's like, it's no wonder I have them, because I can't find something, I order it again. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine how many onion powders and garlic powders I have. I mean, I like a couple of extra of each. Y'all know that, but I can't see anything. And I was going to I made myself taco meat, and I used certain spices, and I could not find the cumin. Could not find the comino. And I'm like, oh no, we're going to have to do this different. And she had spoken about getting some containers so that she could better organize it the next time she came. And I texted her Sunday and I said, hey, are you still planning on going to get containers? And I forgot what she said. At first it was no, and then she said something, and then there's just so many. And then she sent me a picture of something to get on Amazon, and I'm like, no, that won't work because I can't see them. So I said, you know what, just don't worry about it. We'll continue trying to clear the counters, because there's some things she left out for still wanting to organize. And so she was supposed to come today, but her little boy got sick, got the little stomach bug, so she couldn't come over. But I got some baskets from Walmart that came this morning, and I'll work on that on my own. And they're the little silverware baskets, but they're not the whole tray. They're little individual baskets, right, for like knives and stuff. And I think what I'll do is I'll line those up and then stack them. And then whatever spice it is, I'll take one and put it in front of the basket. So I know that in those baskets behind it is onion powder or garlic powder. So I plan on working on that, y'all. dehydrated some stuff. And by some stuff, I mean lemons. On the TikTok shop, I had found some freeze-dried lemon slices. They're individually packed, depending on, like, if there's two, the ends of a lemon, when you get, there would be like 2 in there, or from the center, there'd be 1. Cute little packaging, but it was kind of pricey, even though they were on sale. So this is the second bag or third bag of lemons I had attempted. The first 2 times, so the first time, the bag went bad, just like the celery tried to juice. And, but I dehydrated lemon slices, and because they have you do it at so low temp that it took like 2 or 3 days to do it. If I slice them thinner next time, they'll be easier, because they're just so juicy, and I wanted to make sure they were dry so they wouldn't get moldy. And so I'll put pictures here if I remember, because I have pictures of the lemons and the dehydrator, but I didn't take a picture of the dehydrated lemons. But I did use it, and I was very, very excited that I had got that accomplished. That's a big deal for me here lately, y'all. You just have no idea. Y'all got no idea. So I got a couple of orders in, but I didn't do hauls on them. I should have, especially one of the, not this last one, this morning. It was 4 tomatoes, I was on a 4 kick. 4 tomatoes, 4 yellow things. I can't say the actual word because I'm looking like one of them. So it was just a little bitty, and then all those little baskets. There was a set of 3 for like $1.47. So I have 5 sets, which would be 15. Y'all, I got so many spices. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I'm telling you, when I opened that cabinet door and I saw them all, I went, oh my gosh, I don't need spices for a while. But then you look at stuff and you're like, oh, I didn't know I had that. Oh, I didn't know I had that. I forgot I had that. I remember getting it. That was some time ago. So it's been kind of cool seeing the stuff that she had found, just tucked here and there. So, but I think that's it. I set up to get the dogs in the car because Big Dog shed so much. I bought one of those dog hair tarp thingies for the back. And it's almost like a hammock type of thing. And for them. The little one sheds a little bit, but the big one, I mean, And so I did it mostly for her fur, and it's still up because I came in and I haven't been out there again. And so for me to Uber and Lyft, which I wanted to go today, but here's what I have to do. I have to take it down, put it somewhere, and then I know with the flyaway fur that it didn't get it all. So I'll end up having to go to a car wash and vacuum the little remnants. Doing both those things in one swoop is going to be too much. Then I'm not going to want to go drive. My back will hurt too much. And I have to check the mail. So what I'm going to do is tonight I'm going to go out there and take the thing out of the car, take care of that. That way, whenever I do go out to drive, then all I'll have to do is swing by the car wash, and vacuum. Best case scenario would be that it caught it all. That would be great. I think that's the only frustrating thing about Uber and Lyfting is we got an email that said we have to take working dogs. We have to take the special needs dogs. But I can tell you, I've had dogs in my car that they tell me that they're service dogs and they're not. Because even the, and I know there's a word for it. Okay, and if I think of it, I'll blurt it out, but I'm going to reword it so you know what I'm talking about. The special dogs where it's your comfort, they help with anxiety and stuff. I know there's a word for it. Even they have to have some kind of form of discipline. And the way these dogs behave, I know that they're not being truthful. But we have to take them. So for me, I don't refuse them, but I make them, if it's a bigger dog or whatever, I make them put them on the floorboard at their feet, or they have to be in the rider's lap. There's no rule that says I can't require that. Because the frustrating thing is if I don't do that and it's a shedder like Big Dog, now I'm losing money because now I have to stop taking rides, run to the car wash, vacuum before I can take another rider, because nobody's going to want to sit in dog fur. So I don't get a whole lot of those, which thank goodness. And it's nothing against working dogs. I think they're a valuable tool to people with special needs who need them. Valuable tool. But it costs people money. So I don't know what the answer is. Maybe find someone that only does the dog runs. A couple of people will only take service dogs. Because if you're a dog owner, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to care that you're sitting in dog fur unless they happen to take someone and they're going to work. But if you got all the dog rides and you kept yourself busy, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. I don't know. What do y'all think? I have no idea. No idea. But, oh, I managed 21 minutes. I thought, God, I'm going to make a 10-minute video. I've got nothing to talk about. And look at here. Fluffy does not disappoint and just running my mouth left and right. Oh, God. Oh, today's not a good day for hands. I'm down to one soda a day most days, but I do go to 2 sodas. I haven't had 3 sodas, which used to be the norm for me, in 2 weeks. Whenever I made the health update video, a couple of days after that, I stopped having 3 sodas. Now, not to say that I won't, it's just I'm working really hard to not do it. So I'm really excited about getting the house in order. The floors look atrocious. This poor lady, when she comes back next week, is going to have a day with these floors. Because I tell her, no matter what we do, you give yourself enough time, because I want the floors done every day. So, I mean, every time she comes. The only thing I was going to have her do is the living room, the kitchen, which is one great room, and then my bedroom and the ensuite there. But we decided to start here because I'm in the living room a lot and the kitchen. I need some organization. What I'm hoping is that if I can find everything readily and it's all nice and clean, that it'll help me. Part of my problem is I can't stand very long, and so having to try to fumble around and find a spice or try to find a can of whatever, it becomes a problem. I just don't do it. I give up, and then I grab an instant ramen or a handful of salami or junk. Let me throw a TV dinner, because I know where those are, and throw it in the microwave. So I'm hoping that that will help. So, but having said that, I want to thank y'all for sticking by me. I told you I wasn't going anywhere. I have no plans to go anywhere. I've just got to get more inspired on, and y'all have made some really, really great suggestions, a day in the life. But with the condition of some of this house, still, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So it's either, you know, mukbangs or vlogs to update y'all. But and then hauls. I promise the next haul, the next grocery order that I do, I will make a haul of it. I will. But I think tonight, I don't know what I'm going to have tonight. I'm thinking corn on the cob. That's the only thing I could think of. Corn on the cob. Because I have the fresh, it's still got the husk on it, type of thing. But I saw a video. Corey B did it, and then the other guy, I watch him, but I can't ever remember his name. He goes, "You're telling me for 40 years?" Right now, what he's doing, he's following a lot of Corey B's videos where Corey B tries it. And so now this guy will do it, but he gives Corey B credit, and he shows a little snippet of Corey B's video. I think that's cool. I mean, give credit if you're inspired by somebody. And so he was saying that you can microwave corn for like, he did 2 ears for 5 minutes, and you cut off the end and you squeeze the other end, and the carrot, the corn comes out already husks. There's none of that silk on there or anything. So if I have the corn, because I've got to eat it soon, I'm going to try that and see how that goes. So hopefully I'll get this out tonight. It's going to be a matter of, I really want to show the picture of the dehydrated lemons. I'm proud of them. Y'all, real quick, I would not be able to drive and drink the lemon water. I am so full of water, and some of this is fat. I'm not saying that. I ain't that green fruit vegetable goes on. You make guacamole from it. The guy, you know who I'm talking about, saying, oh, it's just water weight. No, some of it's water weight, but there's a whole lot of fat over here. And I forgot why I said that, but oh, I retain so much water that you get that lemon water and I will pee all day. Oh my God, it's horrible. And it's like, it's a mad rush because, you know, I'm limited mobility. So by the time I scooch out of this chair, stand up, start moving to the back, it's an all-out sprint, my version of sprint. So, but I like lemon water. So thank you all again for sticking by me. I really appreciate every single one of you. I love reading your comments. Keep them coming. But if you don't feel like it, well, I ain't got nothing to say to that. Then you don't have to. It's okay. God bless y'all. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind and be your own advocate. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all real soon, okay? Bye.